Hey, yo, pick him up, fellas. Pick him up. Let's go. Clean out.
Come back, kid.
Run out.
Hurry up! Get there!
Come back, kid. Let go right here.
There it is. Let him hit.
Let's go, kid.
Get down. Go. 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 Go.
Go!
There it is! There it is! Let's score! Let's score! Yep! Out of bed! Hey, there you go! Come on, man, go! There it is! Let's score! Let's score! Pick it up, Connor! Connor, go! Get home! Get home! Go down! Down!
Great performance. I thought first 5 innings probably the best performance, at least from the home games that I have seen.
Oh, yeah.
One little mistake completely flips things, though.
It does. 3-2 lead without Cody's best stuff, but we're in it, and we told Cody, "Hey, good job. We don't want you to hurt yourself. Go out. You're gonna play first." Landon came in, pitched well, kept us in it. Go up 6-2. He pitched well. Even in the 6th, he pitched well. There was a couple timely hits, but a couple fly balls got to be caught. There's no excuse. I mean, I could sit here and explain, but there's no excuse. That's what we talked about out there on the line. Just no excuse for that type of play. When you have a 6-2 lead, you got to make outs. I mean, it becomes a game where what was the top of 6? There's 6 outs and you win the game. You don't even have to score another run. You got to get 6 outs. Runs help. Get a couple runs would definitely support and be helpful there. It would be timely. And we work on something every day. It's funny because we work on something every day with our runners at first, and we look at a lefty. Landon throws, and they get a good read, and they go back to the bag until he goes to the plate. Well, I tell them every day, you guys need to do that again. It wasn't good enough, or hey, we're not doing that 100%. Well, it showed today. And so it was just a matter of time, and I told him, now you can see what we say as coaches when we say, are you doing that 100%? Are you making sure that you're doing that at practice 100%? Because in a game, it's going to be live, and if you mess up...
Well, that lefty that they had late had a great pickoff move, but it became kind of routine. You could tell when there's a runner on, he's going to try to throw to first every single time, and unfortunately, guys didn't kind of pick it up.
We met before we hit in the 6th. Talked about it. Said stay close to the bag, step back towards first until he goes to the plate, and then you can get off. But it shows right now that we are on. Some of us are on our own agenda. and we don't understand, which is fine because now it's just like, hey, we need to work on. Because literally when you go to a kid and you tell them, stay close to the bag, take a step back towards it, and when he goes to the plate, you can get off. And literally, right, 3 minutes after you tell him, you're going, what are you doing? So there was a moment. I think you said it best. You said the first 5 innings we played. Well, some of our guys checked out after 5, and it's non-league in my eyes. And I told them that down there. We should be, in my eyes, and that's always coaches' eyes are always if you play a perfect game. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we should be, because we shouldn't. But in my eyes, we could be, and if we play to our ability, we should be 5-3 right now, and not Modoc. I'm not saying that with the last 2 games. I'm saying today was a winnable game that we squandered. Yeah. And Etna was a winnable game that we squandered. It was similar, to be honest. Etna and today was very similar with how we played, and I know you weren't there for that. So,
well, in those first 5 innings, and again, tale of two different halves. One thing I know you've been harping on all year and have been frustrated with is base running and smart base running. And this seemed to be the first game where you picked up a couple extra runs because of intelligent running in those first 5 innings.
Yep, we we did good on picking up an empty bag on third there. Moving pretty well around the bases on hits. We definitely scored a couple. That it was because our guys were going hard. We had a couple mistakes though. I initially sent Cotter, but I'm down the line and I have the last final say, and I yelled stop. And this is where we have to open our ears and we have to play the game, because if you hear stop, it's probably because I'm reading throw. I want you halfway down, and as soon as I read good throw, you're back to the bag. And that's freshman mistake. It's okay. It's something that him and I can talk about and go, hey, similar situation next time. I'm going to be halfway down. As soon as you see me put my hands out and yell stop, you hit the brakes and you get back, because we're testing the throw. And that's really what we were doing there. But Cotter being green and being anxious, he took off, and you could see that it was definitely a play we wanted to stop on. It was let's see that arm. And as soon as it hit first baseman, I'm seeing it hit, and I'm going stop, and and it's something where maybe he stops, and maybe we get a couple more runs out of that inning. You can never look back. Hindsight's 20/20,
right.
And he's going to say, yeah, I should have. And next game he will, because now he's going to see it and he's going to feel it. And he's going to be in that situation, even though every day at practice we do that. It's just something where in a game moment he's got this adrenaline. He goes. Well, it's something where now he goes, oh, I've been there, and I need to stop. Because if he stops, we have, I believe it was Landon or Cody coming up with runners on second and third.
In games like this, I know lots of times you just kind of want to move on and forget about it and advance, but what can you take away from this one?
Oh, we're not moving on from it. That's definitely something where I told him, I go, part of me wants to be like 9 o'clock, you're here tomorrow till 1. And, there's part of me that still wants to. These guys have been on the go, though, for the last week and a half. And, the realist in me goes, make them go look in the mirror. Because I told him out there, I said, you got 3 people here that played at a collegiate level, and I told him, we're not going to toot our own horns. When you lose, it's our fault. I'm going to take the blame every single time. I don't care if we go 3-20 this season. If we don't win another game, I'm going to say that's on me. But my team was much more capable than they showed, because we did not do anything at practice. We had them ready. We just needed to execute better, and we needed to play a whole game of baseball. And right now they're not. And like I told our coaches, that's on us. We'll take the blame. We'll always shoulder it. We're not going to point fingers. But when it comes down to it, these guys know. These guys know when they play a game of baseball, they've got to make plays. If I could go out there and play center field or catch or play third base, it'd be a different story. I could say, yeah, I made that error, right. But I'm going to shoulder it. We'll totally shoulder it until they're successful, and then we can say, yeah, we'll shoulder that too. But until then, I'll tell you, they're not ready. They don't understand a lot of stuff that they should at this point in the season. And when they come out here and play like that, that's going to be the outcome. Every single time, it's going to be the outcome. And it's too bad, because I think that we have a team right now that if they play to their ability, we could be sitting, 5-3, 6-2, going into Bonanza, going, yep, we're going to go get this one. We're going to play hard at home, which we've yet to win at home, and I keep telling them that. Got to get this bug off of our back. And, it's one of those things where you go over and you play a game like you did at Culver, and you think, gosh, we're so close. And then you have these two setbacks, and it's gonna separate the guys that want to be here to the guys that are out here and they're here to be here. And I think we have the right 15. I think those 15 are going to go home this weekend. They're going to look in the mirror and they're going to decide, I want to win and I want to get there and compete. And you and I talked. Yeah, non-league's non-league, and we'll take this as a learning experience. We'll get better from it. But this was a winnable game, and this one hurts because these guys should have been up 6-2 probably the rest of the game, if not more, and should not have squandered that lead. They played well enough to win for 5. And that'll be what we continue to preach on Monday is if you play a whole game of baseball, you're pretty good. And if you don't,